Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this doesn't work. Let's get open for business here. Now, before I get on to what I want to talk about, I want to address something. And I probably just need to say the hell with it because talking to some of you guys is literally like talking to a brick wall. But I'm going to continue to try. And people are kind of like with the comments because I pointed out that through the course of Dak Prescott's career right now, Dak has 27 victories. 27, which is third in the NFL. Tom Brady with 31, Big Ben with 29, Dak and Drew Brees with 27. Some people took it as, oh, well, you don't give Zeke any credit for that. I do give Zeke a lot of credit for that. Got to understand that it's a yin and a yang. It's, the two of them together. But understand, it's more than just having a running back. Because in 2015, without Tony Romo, believe it or not, we were still fourth in the NFL in rushing without a passing game. Yet we won 4 games. Let me say that again, 4 games. And Dak Prescott took over on that team, and the only thing you can say differently on offense was Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott added about 400 yards rushing. And that team went from 4-12 to 13-3. Now, somebody commented and said, oh, well, that number is just skewed because of 2016. Yeah. But if you think that just having a running game automatically gives you wins, take a look at the Detroit Lions when they had Barry Sanders. Take a look at the Buffalo Bills when they had O.J. Simpson. Take a look at the Rams when they had Eric Dickerson. Or the Titans with, having a brain fart. Clearly, you have to have a quarterback to go with those numbers. Having just a great back does not give you wins without a quarterback. We had a great running attack in 2015, but couldn't win because we didn't have any quarterback play. So it's a symbolic or symbiosis or whatever, you know what I mean. It's a relationship that needs each other. But I'll move on because I know you guys, it doesn't matter what I say because forever you're just going to say Dak sucks. That's your storyline, and maybe you just enjoy the attention that I give you guys. Maybe that's what it is. But going through, watching film, watching the shows and everything else, I came across something that literally shocked me. I mean, this shocked me. Jason Whitlock, not a big fan of his, of course, they're one of the many Dallas Cowboy haters out there. But he's changed his tune on the Dallas Cowboys, but that's not what actually shocked me. Let's actually go to the clip.
All right, welcome back. Time for a big story. Whitlock and Wiley, Tony Gonzalez and Michael Vick are back. Let's move to the Cowboys, who moved to 5-5 on the year with a big win over the Falcons in Atlanta. Dallas got some late-game heroics from Dak Prescott, who led the offense down the field for a game-winning field goal. And with the Redskins' future uncertain after losing Alex Smith for the year, the Cowboys are very much in the postseason hunt. So much so, I think that Jerry Jones deserves a lot of credit for building this Dallas team, a complete Dallas team, into a team that I think can actually win a playoff game. I think this Amari Cooper deal that some people thought, hey, they gave up too much to get Amari Cooper, I think is working. I think if you look at the stats for Dak Prescott before Amari Cooper and then with Amari Cooper, his production's all up. The Cowboys are a series. I think they're the favorite in the NFC East, and I think they're a team you don't want to see in the postseason.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would certainly say that they have life, they have juice. If I'm one of those players, I'm believing in our team right now because it's suppressed.
Did you hear it? I had to replay this again because I was like, no, I didn't hear what that. Marcellus Wiley, former Dallas Cowboy player, he had a cup of coffee with the Cowboys and things. He's one of the many Dallas Cowboy haters. He always enjoys making fun of the Dallas Cowboys, and it's almost like he is trying to over make fun of the Dallas Cowboys because he was a former player. But did you hear what he said? Let me take it back so you can hear it again.
Life, they have juice. If I'm one of those players, I'm believing in our team right now.
That's it. He said, I'm believing in our team. Marcellus Wiley? Did you just take ownership of the Dallas Cowboys? Our team? You've been a hater of the Cowboys as much as Skip. And now, you're taking ownership of the Cowboys. Wow. Let's go on.
Because it's a suppressed division. And the best team in the division, by record, the Redskins, look, they just lost their quarterback. So now you have to look at that team being more one-dimensional. And the Cowboys have life, especially on the defensive side. I don't want to give Dak too much credit. I thought it was a smart move to bring in Cooper. What does that do? It takes that safety out the box. It makes you have to respect the deep game, whether he catches the ball or not. Just respect that so Zeke can have more running lanes. Dak Prescott still didn't have a passing touchdown yesterday. You know, respect to what he is doing, which is protecting the football. We had that conversation about Drew Brees. Now, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, interesting. They are 21-2 when he doesn't turn the ball over. Goodness. Yeah. And he's done that 23 of his 43 games. So more games than not, Dak Prescott's like, I'm not giving you the ball. So that's their winning formula. Play defense and have Zeke run the game and manage the game. Dak Prescott so far is keeping them alive in that suppressed division.
The only reason they've been able to manage the games is because Zeke coming alive. I mean, the move that they made with Amari Cooper really opened things up. And, you know, we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, how a run game changed the dynamic of everything that goes on in the offense. Probably one of the most important positions in football, just like the receiver position. Amari Cooper opens everything up. Zeke gets his yards. Dak plays a little bit better. He got to continue that and continue to find that level of consistency. And the defense complements everything else. I mean, they can be a contender. They just have to take it one game at a time and find ways to pull out the tough wins, because it's a tough road ahead. They got to stretch where they got to win some games, but that's going to be the telltale sign.
Yeah, I love it. You know, hats off to Jerry. I guess he's starting to look a lot better than at least what I thought. I put myself out there. But at the same time, it's still the only knock I'm going to have on this team is Dak. It still comes down to that. Can he win a Super Bowl? They got a Super Bowl caliber defense. They got a Super Bowl type running game. But he's going to have to make some plays and not be able to win games by not throwing touchdown passes in the playoffs, especially coming down the stretch. So that's the only thing that still concerned me. But this is something they should have been doing for a long time. Maybe Amari Cooper is what has helped them get over that hump, play great defense, run the ball. But they're not like the Giants. The Giants won 2 games in a row. They beat San Francisco and they beat Tampa Bay. Beating the Falcons and holding that Falcons offense in that dome. Matt Ryan is playing really well this season, and telling what they scored 19 points. That defense is for real. They can win some games if they don't turn the ball over, like everything you just said.
People love to criticize Jerry Jones. He's a bit of a punching bag because he's out there. He's a big personality. I've been someone that's like, hey, man, let's pump the brakes. You know, he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason, and I get that Jimmy Johnson was terrific early on. But you know, you don't get rich and stay rich because you're an idiot. You can learn some lessons. And again, and listen, I've been sitting here and I probably will continue to criticize Jason Garrett. I think he's too loyal to Jason Garrett. Amen. But maybe there's a method to Jerry's loyalty in terms of consistency and continuity being important. And maybe like I'm sitting here saying, you know, the rest of the team is blossoming. Why can't we wait and see if Dak and even Jason Garrett, 7-8 years in, maybe they continue to grow and blossom?
Yeah, it's the Moneyball method hitting the NFL if you look at what Jason Garrett is a part of, which is this scheme. The scheme is build an offensive line. And we know offensive linemen don't get paid handsomely like a quarterback will, even though they get paid. And then you look at a defense. Let's build it up through the draft and defense. He built offensive line, defense, and running game. Running backs are also minimized in terms of value in today's NFL. But who gets all the money? Quarterback. What do we need at that position? Someone who has a suppressed value. The Seattle Seahawks were able to do this on the rookie contract of Russell Wilson. And it's interesting, his model right now is coming to fruition because he built it. He's the one that went out there and drafted these players, all pros at the offensive line position, running back. Now you got defensive standouts. And all he needs now is Dak to manage the game. Look at these numbers. Third in points allowed, this defense is. Like you said, that's Super Bowl winning football on the defensive side. And then if you look at it, they've allowed 20 or fewer points in 7 of their 10 ball games. 7. All we ask for you, Dak, touchdown here or there. Zeke, give us 2. We got that game, and that's their winning formula, and Jerry Jones deserves all that credit.
The thing I'll say.
All right, so, again, I cannot believe Marcellus Wiley claiming ownership to the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, I can't believe that talking heads are actually giving Jerry Jones some credit, as well as the Dallas Cowboys, in saying that they are actually a contender. I must have gone into an alternate universe because this just can't be happening. Well, we'll see you guys a little bit later with any more news on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and we are in a state of shock.